say a fine welcome and a warm round of applause to Adeola Debi, first runner-up fan battle. How are you, Deola? Do you?
It's a different Deola.
Yeah.
I see me feeling fly.
Yeah, you have to
Like,
fly. Welcome.
Yeah.
How are
Good
you?
evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really nice to be back here. Like,
Have you missed us?
oh yes, I have. But I don't want to do counter no more.
No. You have counted enough.
Exactly.
So, have you been in a quarrel recently?
No.
Okay, no.
Nah.
Okay. Boyfriend is behaving?
Yeah, he is.
He is. So, no quarrel. Okay, good. So, no. I got this
No, I
impression.
just want to say something.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, you asked him.
No, yeah, I've left her.
Did you ask Lamake that same question?
You know, I look at Labaka. I wonder, Labaka, when was the last time you were in a quarrel?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I really cannot.
And if you're in a quarrel, what's Labaka had this line in that she would say,
Is it excuse you?
yeah, excuse you, excuse you, excuse you.
Last time I heard that was in a movie.
No,
I hear it in movies a lot.
That's a line. Excuse you.
All right.
I haven't used it in a while.
Because you're not on counter now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reserve it for counter. That's true.
You ladies are superheroes all, and that this song by The Script is a special dedication to you.
Yeah.
And we love you guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
She will be. You will be Wonder Woman. You will be. What's that witch in Avengers?
You have
Wait,
to
she was a good witch.
No.
She was a good witch. She helps people.
It's Wonder.
Yeah.
I don't forget her name.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
No, the one that works with Storm.
I think.
I can't remember.
No.
With Storm or with Vision.
Wait, I said Storm. Vision.
She can play this power.
Wonder.
Okay.
She's powerful, oh.
I'm working
She can
hard.
divide the earth.
I'm working hard.
One is Marvel. The other
She
is
is actually Scarlet Witch in the.
yeah,
in-
Scarlet.
I think
Scarlet. Yeah.
Yeah, I think her name is Wonder or something like
Oh,
that.
but she has a brother with the costume to Wahala.
Yeah, the brother was Marvel's version of Flash, and that guy, unfortunately, he died. He didn't make it. Fantastic guy. Oh, anyway, so let's move on.
Yeah.
The ultimate superhero will be joining us shortly. I don't know.
That'll be Captain America.
yeah.
Or Captain Nigeria.
Or Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah.
All right, guys.
But your man don't buy now.
Oh, okay.
He don't buy. He buy now.
Yeah, you know.
Captain Jack. Captain Jack. I don't
Okay,
know.
can we get back to football? But anyway, what did we agree to talk about?
NFF and NFF, the sports minister Sunday Dare. Well, just to give you the back end of the story, the sports minister said that the NFF should be accountable. There were some lapses that he saw, saying that some people are no longer contracted to the NFF and they are still being paid salaries. And he also wants a proper assessment of the national team coaches. Coach Imama was in charge of the Chan Eagles. They did so badly, they didn't qualify for the tournament next year. The same thing with the under-23, who were looking to qualify for the men's football competition at Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Christopher Danjuma didn't qualify the Falcons for the Olympic Games, and Paul Aibogun had a poor outing with the under-20 team. Manu Garba, poor outing as well with the under-17 team. So it wants an assessment, like let's review how these managers fared. Should we keep some, or we should sack them and get the best quality? So in response, the NFF also, put out a statement saying this is what happened, and this is why these did not happen. And one thing that I picked up from the NFF statement is they said some of these managers are the best. That's why they were chosen in the first place. And they went on to say they couldn't do better or do well in their assignments because of the problems that the NFF had with the administrators. That's Amaju Pinnick, Sheo Diko, who were dragged to court about mismanagement of funds and stuff. They gave that as an excuse for these managers not doing well with the other national teams. And this is what came to my mind. If the NFF affected their performance as managers, how come it did not affect Gernot Rohr?
Yep.
Because Gernot Rohr has done so well in the midst of all the problems with the NFF. He's won back-to-back games in the qualifying phase for 2021 Nations Cup. Sierra Leone is next, and we're likely going to win as well because it's happening in Nigeria. So what excuses do you make for these managers? The only manager that I can at least excuse is Christopher Danjuma because he didn't start. He was brought in and he had to do something in a very short period of time. But Paul Aibogun had all the time to plan. It was a woeful under-20 tournament. We normally do well. Maybe we haven't won it before, but we've seen better performances in the under-20 level. I mean, who can forget John Obi Mikel Taitawo in 2005? So, I mean, I think that was our best team going into the under-20. Under-17 was still the highest when it comes to wins of that competition. Manu Gaba won it in 2013, couldn't win in 2019. Why is this so? So, if you're not good enough, you leave the job. And that's what Sunday Dare is preaching, saying, guys, come on, if these guys haven't done well, why are they still there? But the NFF is making a case for them on why they need to stay and why they failed. And I do not understand that.
It's all over the place. First and foremost, that meeting that Sunday Dare had with them lasted only 30 minutes.
Yep.
And in those 30 minutes, he made his points clear. And the part that I want to take out was where he said, we need to run a reality check. Nigerians are not happy with our state of football. We must start with the football administration. Nigerians want to see us working proactively to get things working again. I'm not saying we should win at all costs. Beyond identifying various issues, what do we need to do to deal with these issues? The board has a responsibility. I am asking the board to do surgical examinations of what has gone wrong with our football. And after that, he demanded for the nominal role of the NFF because of this allegation that the NFF has continued to pay some people whose contracts have expired. And it's all there.
They denied it. They denied it in their statement.
They denied it in the statement. So look at what they said. Amaju Pinnick signed a 15-page letter in response.
Yep.
So what's the?
He said so many stuffs in that 15-something. Signed by him, officially submitted to the Sport Ministry today because, like you said, that meeting lasted 30 minutes. It was not a meeting. It was him telling them what to do. He's not there to hear from them. He's here to tell them, give me reasons why we failed. And they answered, like Bola rightly pointed out, they're making an excuse for themselves because of the issues they had with the CAF, ICPC, the court issues they had affected their performance. I don't know how. And also they came out and said that there's nobody that is submitted the statement to the Sport Ministry that there's nobody under their payroll that is a ghost worker. That everybody there
Works for the NFF.
Everybody there works for the NFF. That the Sport Ministry can confirm what they sent. I don't know. But for me, I think where my eyes right now is on, it's about the coaches that didn't do so well for the team. And for me, I believe you don't build on failure. Especially, I have nothing against Imama, but at times they say when you talk too much at times, put your talk in your act. Imama was talking too much at one time. He came out and said that coaches in the MPFL are tactically inept. That is bad. And also came out and said that some of our players in the MPFL don't understand tactics. He said it in a very aggressive way. And the anointing is, the Under-23 World Cup, Nations Cup he went for, most of these players are foreign players, if you can use. So you cannot coach the ones who don't understand tactics. And he got the foreign ones. And you still cannot coach them. And they failed. If you put in the talk, at least act by it. Honestly, I think he should be fired in different ways right now, immediately right now. Also, sorry, Bola, Paul Aibogun, I watched that Under-20 team and nearly cried. It was poverty, but it was poverty. There was no direction. And I'm not yapping the team. Honestly, I think that team, their set of but they didn't play so well. It was bad. It was horrible. I can make an excuse for Manu Gaba.
I was about to say that.
Is this what
Manu
we
Gaba? Yeah, the only person I can make an excuse for is Manu Gaba.
Manu Gaba.
Without a shadow of doubt.
Simple.
Manu Gaba, for me, should be given another chance.
Yes.
And the chance is because of what he's done in the past with the same set of players under 17s. He's shown that he can actually manage them, and at least we saw what he was trying to do. The players just didn't act it out. You can see that the tactics is there, just didn't get the personnel. So maybe next time he can get the personnel that can act it out. But you see, for Imama, I do not know how you make a case for Imama. Failed with the Chan Eagles, failed with under-23. He's still assistant, part of the coaching staff of Gernot Rohr. Let him continue to learn with Gernot Rohr. We need a new manager for this national team. For these national teams, we need somebody different. I'm not sure if we will get somebody on the local scene that can manage the national team. But you fail, then you have to be replaced.
Which you have an idea?
I just what people will go get.
Yeah. You have 10 seconds.
The reason why I will make an excuse for Manu Garba is his camp he opened for the under 7. It was an open camp. Most of these players really don't understand so much. And you can see Ibrahim Sahid came out and said when he came for camp, he no get boot.
Which is true, actually.
He no get boot. So he was not in any academy at that time. And you can also see, say these players, they can actually play football.
By someone.
But there was something lacking in the team. I believe if some of these players came to the academy, learned from a young age, they would have been better. But Manu Garba, he made it open for everybody. So there was no saying this and that. Everybody came to play. No sentiments. And that's the kind of manager we need that wants to pick talent. That means he's willing to build. That's why I'm going for Manu Garba, because he's the builder that started the house and let him complete the house.
Let me say this as well. For the Super Falcons, well, I totally understand why the NFF decided to go for a foreign manager. And not just any foreign manager. This was the national team manager of Sweden who did so well. But you know, when you work in Africa, it's a different ball game. And I understand all the challenges that Thomas Dennerby faced when he was national team manager. I will still want us to go for a foreign manager for the Super Falcons.
All right.
We used to be the best in Africa. Not anymore. Why can't we step up? It's because we are so comfortable where we are.
Well, we are still the best in Africa, honestly.
Technically, we're still the best.
Yeah.
But when you look at the way other teams are catching up, the margin is no longer wide.
Yeah, true.
Nowadays, we're going to penalties to beat teams in Africa. We couldn't qualify for the Olympic Games. On a normal day, we should be brushing these teams aside. We didn't qualify for the London 2012 Olympics. Now we're missing another one, which means other teams are catching up. So how do we step up from where we are? Local champion, that's what I call the Super Falcons. No shame in being local champion, but we want to go to the next level. I'm not sure we have a local coach that can take us to that next level. We need a big appointment.
Okay.
And that appointment has to be allowed to work. Thomas Dennerby had challenges. The United States just changed managers. They still went for another top manager. They do not want the standard to drop. What we do is letting the standard drop, and we need to do well in the bigger competitions, international competitions. See, if the Super Falcons win the next Nations Cup, I can't be bothered. Let them go to the World Cup and qualify for the quarterfinal. The last time they did it was in 1999. Forget what they did this year, where they qualified for the second round. They won just one match and finished as one of the best losers. We had to wait until the final game before they qualified. That's not what we want to do. We want them to go there, dominate, and win games. See, there's a way you play, and people will say you were just unlucky. The Super Falcons do not play so well.
Okay, so you would expect that. I mean, everybody is interested to know what the NFF, because the minister said what happened. Everybody will be interested in finding out what the NFF said, gave in their 15-page letter as to why. So it boils down to this couple of generic reasons, which we've been hearing, since we were all kids. So, one, inadequacy and late release. So they said funding, inadequacy of funds, and late release of funds. That's the reason why they're having issues. And then the other reason, according to Mr. Pinnick's letter, is the toxic and disruptive environment in which the NFF has had to operate for the past 18 months.
That's not an
talking
excuse.
about the Federation's leadership and brand falsely and maliciously dragged from one investigative agency to the other and from one court to the other on some baseless allegations and all of that.
So how come it didn't affect the Super Eagles?
We've seen. So here's my problem. It's the same thing. 30 years from now, why did we not do well? Lack of adequate funding, late release of funds. When are we? What do you think, Diola? Before I begin to say something, I'm going to regret.
No, you said it already. That 30 years from now, we'll still have the same problem. Like before I was born, we've been hearing about this problem. To date, we're still hearing about the problem. The problem still boils down to inadequate funding, and now Pinnick is saying that there was something that didn't allow them work, that they were being investigated. I don't think that's an excuse anyway, because Bolarinwa did say it didn't affect the Super Eagles. So how come it was just about the other teams. And Imama said something some time ago that the players he got could not interpret his tactical is it tactical abilities or something?
Yep.
He said they couldn't like understand it
Understand
or
tactics.
interpret it. So I was wondering why a coach would say these players don't understand or couldn't interpret. Are you not there for them to interpret, for you to teach them or help them to interpret this? This went on and on with the Chanigos. It was failure. The team that went to this thing, same thing. So I think that even in 30 years, like you said, we can still have this same problem. The problem has to be, I don't know if I should say it's genetics, like it keeps coming.
Generic.
It keeps coming.
All right. So here's my problem, and this is, so it's not necessarily football. So the last Olympics in Brazil, there was plenty of celebration as to preparation was good, money's released, and all of that. Heck, there was even enough money to buy plenty of condoms and take to Brazil. we still didn't do anything.
Exactly.
You know,
At least the men won bronze medal.
Whatever.
After being stuck in Nigeria 24 hours. Oh, that was crazy.
So here's the thing. It is in Nigeria that we don't do well, and then we come. Why? And then we bring out it's funding.
Excuses, yeah.
We're very good at that.
You know, we
Give
make
us
excuses. Other nations fail. They sit back. They look at
Look
and
at the
they
drawing
plot
board.
their
Exactly.
graph.
Exactly. Germany.
And they come back.
Femi, before they even sit back, the manager resigns.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Takes
Responsibility.
responsibility.
Exactly.
No, we don't know how
so
to.
honorable.
Responsibility.
We don't know how to.
I know you guys want to join the conversation, and this is a good time to do so. Shagun is around. I've seen his yellow
head.
face, yellow head, and he's pretending he's hiding somewhere, but he will be joining us shortly. Let's give you the phone lines once again.
Call us on 01-277-0993, 01-277-1993, 01-277-2993, and 01-277-3993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
We want to talk. We want to hear you. Bolaniwa is your man. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, please talk to us.
This is Gosuko.
Welcome, Gochuku. Go ahead.
I want to speak on the issue just raised now about the sports minister and NFF and the serious response NFF actually gave about having a toxic environment and all that. I feel personally, that's just a minority issue. I think the major issue is what the kind of training that local coaches and the kind of environment are producing for both the coaches and the players. I mean, I keep saying it. If your league is still a league whereby, as at last season, a team lost a match and then captain could misbehave, swear, and then at the end he's just giving one match ban. It's not really dealt with. Such things will not help your local league grow. And then you also have to look at the training that these people get, the coaches get. Because to be quite fair, there's only a few coaches, Nigerian coaches, that can point to right now and say, you know what, in talk of tactics, they can stand out. And it seems like all of them are ex-international players. It says a lot. It says a lot about training of an national institute of sports or any local facilities used for training coaches. It says a lot of what the coaches are getting through.
Oh dear.
Sorry about that.
Thank you very much, but you did make your point. Hi there, good evening. Hello, how are you doing? Yikes.
Oh dear.
Let's see who else we got here. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome. Go ahead.
evening.
Yeah, well, let's meet you.
Yeah. My name is Owolabi. I'm calling you from Okota.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to pick it up from... anyway, I'm calling for the first time.
Oh, we appreciate
really
it. Who
It's our
stole
applause.
my shekel?
The Maraca.
Okay, let's applaud you. Oh, finally, I found it.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Let me pick it up from the sport of boxing.
Okay.
Yeah. See, we cannot say that they should ban the sport. But if you see in football,
Yeah.
we cannot say under 17 is using shin guard. But senior players should not use shin guard.
No, you can't
Why is
compare.
it
You can't compare
in
that way.
in all levels, they are using shin guard. So in boxing,
They should use protective gear.
amateur will protect their head, but professionals, when it comes to heavyweight, they will say there is no need to protect your head.
Because they are immune to punches, Abi.
So what it means is that instead of stopping the stopping the competition, the sport, it is better for
They should
them
secure
to
it further.
protect their
Protect them,
make it safer.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, that they should protect
Their head, especially.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
very much.
yes.
We really, really appreciate your contribution. Very valid points. Let's take one more. Hi there.
Hello.
Hey.
Good evening,
Good evening. Marcel,
Okay, myself, I'm gonna pop on the line.
you know see traffic today, Abi. Always ginger.
The honor of Ghana.
Let her cut down now.
Thanks for joining us,
Thank you
Marcel.
very much. I got paid, so now one time, it always comes.
Abi,
Every time I hear a voice,
thank you very much.
there's something different that's coming.
Hey,
Correct.
thank you, my brother. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I love boxing very well. I train for it. No matter say I'm a short man. If I'm a tall person, I'll win a boxing today. You see that?
I tell you not all now.
Short man, if you want to fight tall man, it's very difficult. A long man, we just someone say pointing you. I remember what happened to Samuel Peter. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But Marcel, Florida no short, Mike Tyson no short, and then do so well. So short is not the problem.
Thanks in the average. Me, I be like a Zakiot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Marcel.
Appreciate it. Interesting stuff, yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good evening to
Hello?
you.
Hello? Good evening.
What's your name?
Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Abu. I'm calling from somewhere in Ikeja now.
All right.
It's really good to get connected this evening. It's my first time of calling.
Oh,
actually.
first time caller. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kwame. Thank you. Thank
Right.
you, brother person. Let me just quickly say that, first of all, for under 16, I've been following from the days of under 17, Broderick Imaswe, to the time, up to the time Manu Garba took over, up to Amunike's time. I want to say that Manu Garba, for me, may not be the same Manu Garba we saw in 2015, who won, or 2013?
2013, yes.
2013 with Kelechi, Iheanacho and co.
Yeah,
Taiwo Awoniyi and the rest of them.
yeah.
Manu Garba may not be the same
Why?
person.
Why do you think so?
I'll say this. Incidentally, I know someone who was in his camp. Another a talented young man, known to me very well. He wasn't allowed to represent Nigeria for some reasons. Some reasons I will call corruption reasons, if there's anything like that. There are some boys who are talented, who want to represent this country, but they have not been given the chance. Money has become a factor to play for Nigeria. I will just end it there.
Okay.
Some of these boys who represented us this year, we hear that some of them have dropped money, hard currency, to play for Nigeria. It's left for the NFF to do something about some of these things. At under 17 level, I heard was it Buchi saying that they had an open camp? Yes, they had an open camp at a point. But I'll tell you something, it got to a point where if you don't have certain you don't have a backing, somebody to do something for you financially, you'll be kicked out of the camp. The boy's name is Ifeanyi. I will not say more than that. Manu knows him.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's just say we are, unable to independently verify these
Exactly.
claims at this point. However, you know what you know.
Yeah.
No, you know.
Then another thing is that when you open a camp, you'll see so many good
But there
players.
plenty.
There
There
some
plenty.
I know there are some players that won't make the team and are good.
telling you.
But you can't pick everybody.
Unfortunately, we have to
True.
take our quick next break
True.
quickly. I don't want. I've not even had Labake on this matter. Let's
Yeah.
take that break. We'll come back pretty shortly.
All right.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
My name is Osazel Denge. Keep listening to Femi and the Gang on Nigeria Info FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's game on.
Welcome, make way for the champion of the fan battle. Shegun is in the house. Everybody. Shege, how are you?
Good evening, Mr. Femi.
Good evening, welcome. How far?
Yeah, it's good to be here again. It's been a crazy day, but it's good to be here again. 56 days. I've missed you, Mr. Femi. I've missed
Wait, you counted it today.
There's a calendar.
Yeah. The last time I was there was 24th of
Oh,
September.
man.
So,
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, it's good to be here again. Good to see the beautiful ladies again. Good to see you again, Femi.
I've missed you guys. I would say, it wasn't quite the same again for me after the fan battle. I wanted, I probably counted, on the tip of my fingers the number of times I've been on air on this station since after that. So I missed you guys all. So it's a good thing to have you.
Yeah.
And let's also hope we hope traffic will not always be like this. Okay, we'll work something out so that on Tuesdays, at least maybe every other Tuesday and all of that, we can be together on this show. I mean, you guys have earned it, so let's make this work. And most importantly, the champion of the fan battle, our top 4, none of them. I mean, these guys came here. It wasn't about the prize, really. It was, and I can say that conveniently because I've had up close and personal. What's the word now? Contacts with all these individuals. Sometimes you have stuff inside and you just want to show you got stuff. So, a prize apart, for me, the biggest prize of the whole fan battle was the discovery of you guys and what you could do, the sheer potential. I mean, it's just amazing. So, it's fantastic once again to have 3 of the best 4 of the fan battle. Shegun was overall champion. Adiola came second. Chinwe, the traffic. I mean, she did all she could. At the point we had to agree that, babes, just go home. You're not going to get here in good time. And Labake also made it here. Where was your takeoff point, Adiola? Akoka. Shegun Yunko.
First, I went back home, Yanopaja. Trying to get back to Ikeja to Oshodi was impossible.
Wow.
It was impossible. And so I'm here. Took me 3 hours.
Wow. Labake, where did you move from?
Lawansin
Surulere. Okay. Shago, by the way, drop the Mr. I'm Femi to you now, on air at least.
Yeah.
Please, anybody who says Mr. Femi once again. All right. So just you missed this part of the conversation. Okay. We're talking about that, and the lines were buzzing, and we wanted to look once again at Nigeria's poor performance. Everything went awry. The Super Falcons were poor. The Chan Eagles were poor. The Golden Eaglets were poor. The Olympic teams, male and female, were all poor. Some would say it's been a while since we've had it this bad, but we have also faced this cycle again. Remember once that Nigeria got knocked out of qualifiers for the under-17 by Benin Republic? Who remembers? And I think that was after we had won the World Cup the previous year, and then we had to go and defend or something like that. I can't quite remember. I mixed it up. It was Benin Republic. They came to Lagos here. We beat them. Whether 3-0 or something. They now took us to Benin Republic and beat us 3-0. And I don't, something of 3 or 4. I don't remember how it happened. We were knocked out. Eventually, what then happened was that I think we then came into, so something happened. We went in to host the World Cup, and I think we then came in and hosted it. I can't quite remember. Something brought us back in, but that was how terrible it was. So here again we go, another cycle. But these things happen in sports. Look at the American Dream Team. The American basketball team was beaten in the most unusual manner. A team that hasn't tasted defeat in years. The difference is when it happens in other climes and they say they are going back to the drawing board, we take them seriously. They actually do go back.
Yeah.
And they plot the graphs and they come back and they make things happen, But here, I don't know. I really don't know. The generic reasons that the NFF are giving once again are funding, inadequate funds, late release of funds, and stuff. And I was saying this is, look, we've heard this forever. Fund or no fund. Some people with far less budget perform better. Many countries, and all of that. And I do not know. You see, when Amaju Pinnick became NFF chairman, I like him. I have mutual respect for him. We've had, he too has, had mutual respect for me since he became NFF chairman. And we've had conversations where I actually, so two things. One, I understand him, or I understood him. I also had high hopes for him. Somebody who's been in the business sector, you understand. I think, coming now in 2019 and complaining that the reason why we're not doing well is funding from where? From government, When will we get to a point where it's not about government to fund stuff? What happens to the grants? What happens to the developmental grants from FIFA and all of that? What have we been doing? Because those are that's what they say for developmental grants. Okay, let's say the grants haven't come. The World Cup was just last year. Let's say, and we know these things. Even if the grants haven't come, that the assuredness of the grants coming is a credit note. You can bring people, but the problem is everything that has come. You see other countries, they will take these grants, they will develop. You will see real things that are done. We don't see anything. We don't see practice pitches. We don't see extraordinary FIFA project legacies being put in. And then we still do the same things. Not to even mention how questionable our age grade competitions are, the participants, the athletes as to true ages and all of that. That's a conversation for another day. But I think it's shame all through and through. Labake, I said, I didn't get your point in this matter. I don't know what you think.
Well, I think the sports minister said it all. Our major problem has always been accountability. So we get the money, exactly where is the money going to? So we really, I think when it comes down to our coaches, exactly what criteria is it for a coach to get a job? Is it about the color of their skin? Is it about because they are loyal? Yeah. Is it exactly what? The question should be how qualified are they? What are they bringing to the table? And time again, we've shown that a lot of decisions that should be made devoid of emotions, we make them because of emotions.
Yes,
we find a way to always switch it.
Yeah. So and we still do this quota system.
Yeah, exactly.
Where if a Hausa man is under 17 coach,
exactly,
an Igbo man
is under 20 coach, do we want to grow or just stay in it?
Exactly. Somebody from the middle belt.
Our problem is not nuclear physics. We know what our problem is. It's not. We know what our problem is.
And then the application, they even in selecting the teams, quota system
comes into play again.
And all of that.
I've never for once, you guys should please disagree with me if it's not the same with you. I've never for once had to analyze who scored a goal before I shouted goal.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Almost right.
I don't care. I mean, what's my business? So the point should be growth.
And we keep going back to the drawing board.
Yes, it's full already.
The first time I took this word drawing board to heart was in 2010. Germany went to the World Cup in 2010. They didn't do quite well. And I remember they did say they were going back to the drawing board.
They did.
In 2014, they did go back to the drawing board. And we saw evidently the positivity that came out of that drawing board in them winning that World Cup tournament. What happened with us? We keep going back to the drawing board. I'm sure that board is full already.
It is full.
So
there's no
what exactly is coming out from the drawing board? We get these complaints every time that it's money, it's the coach. The coach, what criteria is it? Is it because he's black? Is it because he's not white? There's so many criteria that we don't even understand. And in the end, we just have to deal with it as fans. We deal with it. They make the decisions and we deal with it. Like Labaka said, probably someone that is loyal to them. They stick with this person and we do not have a choice. We keep this person and after the tournament, we go back to the drawing board.
Let me butt in there. You have, if it were to be that it was a private body that's actually pumping money into our football, these excuses that were called reasons, we understand that they are mundane. I'm pumping my money. You have to tell me exactly what it is you're using my money for. You should know what your turnaround is. But of course, year in, year out, there is a budget for it.
And that's why we
you
have
get
to
the
keep,
money anyway.
That's why we have to keep waiting for the government. There's no
It's a
private body
circle.
that will come and put in something and get nothing
It's not a
out of it.
charity organization.
Exactly.
It's business.
If we want these private organizations to get inside it, at least there should be something evident that this is what I'm putting my money into. If not, we'll have to keep waiting for the government, and whatever we get is what we get.
If I may, I should contribute. Yes, I think we have administrative and accountability decadence in our sports generally. But I think that what we have suffered recently is not entirely about money or funding. We are lacking in. We do not take coaching seriously. The game we lost, we drew against South Africa, that ensured that we wouldn't progress to the next phase. I saw that game and I saw a team that is not properly coached, not because they didn't have breakfast before or because they could not get quality boots and all. We lack coaching. Yes, I do agree that we really need to do better structurally. We need to restructure, and all of these adjectives, we have used it over and over again. But I think it's high time we now give more attention to coaching. We do not coach our players to the level where they play in a certain way. You know, I was on YouTube over the weekend, and I was watching the Spanish under-7, and you would be marveled as to how the ethics that surrounds basic football. They are already teaching these little boys and girls. But here sometimes the best of our players discover that he was supposed to be a footballer at the age of 16, 17 or 20, where he should still be training. So I think that at this point we need to look at our coaches. None of them can actually fund themselves to go on coaching courses. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We need to create an enabling environment where we can probably pick some of our best, and instead of trying to send Genero on refresher courses, our own indigenous coaches, we should take them there, learn, just so they come back here because it is not okay when our Nigerian coaches or the ones that we have here, they use the Nigerian duty or the international duties or national duties as learning curve. Do you understand?
No, we are not guinea pigs.
Yeah, do you understand? They should not use it as learning curve. They should use it as, this is where I want to kickstart my career from. And I think we can make headway from there.
I think Imama should take that course. Imama keeps
he has
saying
to
that,
because he failed at Chan, he failed at Wafu, now under 23.
Did you hear him say these players could not interpret?
I think he was trying to.
What language
I don't know how
them?
to. I can't get it.
I think he was trying to throw the players under the bus because when you are trying to as a leader, the moment you are trying to throw deflect responsibility and blame,
it shows largely how much you are capable of that thing.
So
all right. Interesting stuff. It's a conversation that will not end.
Yeah.
We'll continue to talk about it. We have to change gear just before that. So 5 months ago, the 49-year-old Luis Enrique quit his job as, coach of the national team. His 9-year-old daughter had died. And after working 11 months on the job, he announced that he couldn't continue. And now the news is he's coming back. Luis Enrique is coming back as Spain manager. Is this a good one?
In a way, I feel sorry for Moreno, the caretaker coach. I feel sorry for him because in a way, I think, not in a way, I think he feels betrayed. The 5-0 win, the last game Spain won 5-0. He refused to attend the presser because he knew his job had already ended because Enrique was coming back on board. So for me, yes, there was he took that job knowing fully well that it was temporary. He knew that Enrique was getting back into the job, but for me, well, I feel sorry for Moreno, the outgoing coach. Luis Enrique, yes, he lost his daughter due to illness, and he had to excuse himself. Now that he's coming back on board, Spain had already qualified, not through his own craft, through Moreno's. I think it's a bit unfair on Moreno. What do you think?
I think that Luis Enrique coming back, I think it's the right thing because, like you said, Moreno knew it was a temporary job. Like, he was there to be there for Enrique until Enrique was back on the job. Now he's back on the job. Yes, he did take them through, like, he qualified them to the Euros. But then if you check the kind of oppositions they faced, no insult to anybody. I just feel that perhaps he might not have the pedigree or the experience when it comes to the tournament itself to take them. Like I said, the kind of competitions that he faced during this competition, they were not all that. They're not the grade A European teams. Just maybe.
But you can only play what's in front of you.
I still believe that Enrique coming back is the right thing. Like, his experience, like, and he knows these players too. So I think coming back for him, Moreno knew it was a temporary job from the get-go.
What do you think, Labake?
It was always a given. I mean, the man knew. So you would expect that Enrique would get the job back. It was his job anyway, but yes, I'm sympathetic.
Moreno had coached under Luis Enrique when he was there.
I'm sympathetic towards him, yes,
but again, sometimes, like Shegun, I am sympathetic to his cause, but I think he may just have overreacted. We've seen captains appointed, and those captains hand over the captainship.
Only that they remain in the team. Only that this one still remain in the team.
Well, again, there is absolutely nothing that says he could not have gone back to his former role as assistant to Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is not going to be there forever, but it's, let's say, I hope it goes well for them. The last time Spain experimented at the World Cup when they changed managers at short notice, that did not end well. It did not end well. So pretty much, and when the man jumped to, anyway, we all know that story. Okay, unfortunately, we have run out of time, but I will not go without doing this.
Counter!
The sound that put the fear of God in you people's hearts.
Wow.
So let me ask you, was there anybody who didn't, whenever I switched, and sometimes I used to form serious, I'll be playing with you and I'll just form serious. Are you ready? Counter. So tell me what was the worst for you? I mean, the worst feeling you had on hearing this sound during the battle. What do you remember? I mean, you guys are going to lie to me and say, oh, well, piece of cake.
No, I'm not going to lie. I was always test.
Femi, trust me, nobody that came into the studio will tell you it was a piece of cake.
Piece of what? Piece of kidney.
Nah. It was impossible. Well, for me, I would say that it got to a point I said, Shegun, do you really want to do this? Do you want to continue with this? Because the pressure to deliver, the pressure not to fail, the pressure to study, whenever you ask that question, Shegun, are you ready? I have to say yes, I am ready.
Do I know I'm not?
Yes, and you can never be entirely ready for this show.
Oh no, you can't.
You have the last few seconds, you are still preparing. So when you ask that question, Femi, are you ready to go? I have to say yes. And it has come and gone. I have learned a lot. Like I said on the grand finale, the space of that 2 months, I learned more about sport than I've learned in my entire life, and that's because I should say I was somewhat compelled on acquiring those knowledge, because I needed it to scale through all the faces that came my way, and it was filled with tents. And I think Adiola thought it was a piece of cake at some point, because
right.
she was on a winning streak. You know, she never tasted defeat until the last day. So
wait, what was that
for me?
supposed to mean?
Rub it in,
Shegu, are you trying to rub it in? Narrated up to the last
No. Don't take it that way. Don't take it that way. No. Don't take it that way. But I felt that you were strolling. Not that it was so easy, but you never tasted defeat until the last day. So you could have had that feeling of, okay, it's just another day. You know, at the office, I'm just going to win.
You know, I've heard this thing a lot of time. People say because you keep winning, you feel like it's a stroll in the park, just go. But if you sit there and look at me, you know, I am always tense. And I don't know if it's luckily for me or unluckily for me, I get to pick one almost all the time. So when you say, Adiola, are you ready? This thing just goes boom, boom, boom. And I just have to start talking. But it was never, ever a piece of cake. Never.
But also, Mr. Femi, the part that I always find very comical is when one of us is being sent home, Mr. Femi with this line. He's always saying you are a fantastic, fantastic. You know, a very consoling premise. Yes, and the fact, that
that's not always make you want to cry.
this is the song. Come on, this is the song.
It's now I like this song. I never liked it back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Who never had this played?
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Labake, what was it like?
Oh man. Okay, I was lucky. In the sense that I think we were out of time that day.
Yeah.
So I heard about maybe 5 seconds of the song. I was excited. Thank you, God. No, like really. Oh no, man. It was a journey was going through.
It was.
And for your effort, you guys, went all the way. It wasn't easy. I didn't make it easy for any of you. It wasn't my intention. But I'm proud, equally proud. Not just of you guys, not just of Shegu who won, or Diola who was a finalist, or Chinwe who came third, or Labake who was fourth, but everybody. From the very first guy who got eliminated, they won. That's Bolaji. No, not Bolaji.
No.
Bola.
Bola
Ali Balogun was the first person, first day he came here.
Thanks to Gucci.
And kicked out.
Listening.
Yeah. But all the wonderful people. But I will never forget the ladies. And, they... Shegu, at the point, it was just you versus how many ladies?
4? No.
No,
the
more than that.
The last male, Okpe. So I think... Out of 6.
Out of 6.
Yeah, out of 6 I was the
Funny,
lady.
I never battled any lady up until Chinwe. Was the 3-on-3 guy? I never battled any lady.
All right. So thank you very much, Shegu, for that. You are the proud winner of 100,000. Diola 50,000. Chinwe 30. Labake 20. Like I said, it's not about the money; it's the pride that comes from it. And this is where we begin to build. So every Tuesday, and I'm going to make a commitment. So tonight, Tuesday nights become your nights. Particularly the ladies, especially the ladies. That's Shegu. Come on. No. Tuesday becomes Tuesday. Yeah, you.
Femi. Where's Honor? Where's Honor?
Honor is back. Honor is back. He went to finish with his masters.
Okay.
He'll be back right
that
after.
That guy is a critic.
Yes, is a he hadn't finished. He need to finish his thesis, and I insisted that he goes back and do it once and for all. He's not just a critic; he's a very keen mind,
Listener.
an amazing guy. Okay, guys, thank you very much for coming.
One time, if you brought a recorder or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, guys. I appreciate everything. So let's go home. Let's keep the flag flying. Shegu, Diola, Labake, thanks for coming despite the difficulty.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. We'll be together again.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Sorry, Femi.
Yeah.
You're playing the song again. I mean,
No,
I
the
think
consolation is that
we have gone past
home.
this.
Yeah.
No, we're all going
Yeah,
home.
no, it's to assure you that you are all in my mind now and always.
All right.
Thank you very much for being a part of the show. Good night, everybody. The show has not ended. Samuel is here.
Yeah.
Samuel is adding weight. He's having pot belly. Yeah, even he doesn't believe it. He'll be here, he and Tipsy Cole, for the final hour. Okay? And hopefully, I'll be here again next week. And if not with everybody here tonight, maybe with one or two of them. Yeah? Who wants to be here again next week?
I will be here.
We'll have that conversation. Good night, everyone.